Okay, my friends, Roger once again, Mud Fossil University. Today we're going to be talking about opals, and who does not love opals? And look at that puppy right there. Opals come in all kinds of different, depth of colors. Sometimes there's just little flakes here and there. And I'm going to show you something. You see that right there? This would have been an opal, except for the fact that there was no transition metals left. And I'm going to show you, there is some opalescence in here, and I'm going to show you in the microscope. You see, it's very nice. But if this had transition metals like this does, this entire thing would have been absolutely spectacular. All right, we're going to look into opals. This guy can make them. It says, can you grow an opal? Yes, and he shows you how to do it. Fabulous video. All right, here's the deal with opals. There's an unusual type of chemistry going on. I'm not as certain what it is, but there's a layer, first of all, it's a specific gravity, and this orthosilicate, I believe is what they call it. It's an orthosilicate silicon type of glassy invader that invades into all of this. Every bit of this, every single opal there is from some organic tissue. Wood. This is a vein in an artery. I'm not kidding you. And these are all body parts of some sort. Now, they, like this is a heart. Now, if this had been in this layer of density and had been invaded by transition metals and forced into the silicates, because you're at a certain depth, well, let me show you something. All right, remember I told you, there it is. This is tetrial orthosilicate. Look at this. Precursor for cross-linkage of trace metals. Those are the, well, here. All right, these are all in your body. Every one of these particles is in your body, and if they're not there, you're dead. And what they are doing, you see this plus, 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 this and that, they're adding and subtracting electrons as they go through your body, depending upon if your body needs some of this in a certain area or some of that, or these together, or those together, or these together. All of your body requires a bunch of different chemistry. And it requires it in certain places, and I can find that chemistry working with the things that I am working with. I can actually see the molecules where they congealed after death. And because of that, a lot of things have been determined that were never known before. Interstitium, and now there's all this transition metal action. Let me show you something. Because this is what is in these orthosilicates, but only at a certain depth in the earth. All right, don't forget, these are the colors that are all the different transition metals. They come and go inside your blood to take on and deliver products. Look at this. This is the big, well, not big, but it's a heart that has turned into silicates. But it was not in the depth where the transition metals settle, because they're somewhat of a similar weights in specific gravity, and then they begin to attach to each other. It's their nature. So if they're in the right layer and blood, which is the transition metal stuff, you're going to end up with these kind of colors everywhere. Now, this was not in that, but it captured a couple little colors. I can find them here and there, but this is not. You know, this has turned literally to glass. Now, on the outside, you can see some. Here, let's see if I can dig this in here. Well, let's see about this area. Well, you see, that is what they would call. Well, I'm telling you right now, that is what we're looking at right there, I believe, is where the aorta would have been, where one of the entries was. You know, if you had enough time to study that, but if you look at this carefully, you could see sort of a round, I'm trying to stabilize it, and I can't really well, and you could see sort of a round hole there. This is exactly what the top of the heart looks like. And then down below, you have all of your your internal parts of your heart, which is the, you know, well, you know what's in a heart. It's a pump. It pumps blood. What it does, the way your heart works, is it's like wrapped together like this. One of it has the vein blood, one of it has the artery blood. It goes bloop, 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 bloop. It's something like that. You know, that's just, I don't think it makes all those bloops. Look at that. See, there's that. It's got transition metals in here, in this big chunk that I have. But could you imagine if that had all of the, if this was sparkly on every one of these layers? And that's what it is. They attach to these organic tissues, which are really keratins and kerogens and collagen, and it has some kind of a molecular structure to it that it works well with transition metals, and it has to because it's biological, and that is what the transition metals do. The transition metals are in this chunk right here. These are the things, this is life. Life, 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 in here. If you don't have those metals, you're going to die. And if you have them in, you should have them in a correct proportions. Your body will regulate them, but you have to have certain diet. And I was talking to a guy, a black guy, the other day about, you know, about the inequities in outcomes of this COVID. And I'm going to tell you right now, it is because people that don't have enough money to feed themselves correctly don't have the nutrition and these things to do the job to fight off things and bacteria in their guts. You have to have the bacteria. If I was in charge of this country, the first thing I would do is give away free probiotics and free prebiotics, which is the husks of fibrous husks that the probiotics live on, so they can produce mucus and digest the food that you need to eat. That's the first thing I do. Bingo. The health system would be almost self-sufficient overnight. Overnight. Because these things kick in within 24 hours. You take probiotics, it doesn't take months and years to get them working. They're like, boom, done. It's that quick. But you have to take the right kind, and you have to take them at the right time, and you have to supplement them with all the right foods. The probiotics can only break down the stuff that is in your body. So if you're eating things that don't have any of these molecules in them that you need, well, then you got a problem. You see that? You want to see something cool? You see these straps coming across like almost like a pin thing like that, and it's attached to these others. They all come together like this, and I see these in my own. This is straps. You see this right here? That's fingerprints or toe prints. I'm telling you, I'm almost certain of it. I have these. This is a toe, I'm almost sure. I have them just like this. All right, I'm going to start real low light. This is, let me see if I can focus this in a little better. That's a little better. Now, you see this? And you see this? And you see this? This is exactly the way tunica folds together. This is a bone. And I'll show you this bone. Now let me light it up a little bit brighter. I don't know if we'll be able to see it any better or worse, but you can see that is that was a bone. Well, it is a bone, and that is where these things latch together. Now, I am going to turn the lights on, and we are going to look at that bone. All right, this is that bone, and that's the triangles that all fit together of the tunica, which wrapped this bone. You see, it wraps it with like a fabric, and then they all come together. It's just amazing. It's almost like somebody built it. When I first saw some of these seams, because they're in all of the bones and so forth of the mud fossils, and the ones I have are so well preserved, I thought somebody sewed it together there. And like even this foot over here, which is a no-toe, you know, it's a new species, really. Hold on, let me back this out here. All right, this is a new species. When I first saw this, I thought that was a shoe, and that was an emblem on the shoe. But it's not. It's where everything comes together, and these have a dot that pops right over the top of it. It's just amazing. I don't know what to say. But this is 100% exactly identical to what the human blood supply is there. And you can see the blood is here. This is where the fibula sits on the side. The tibia sits right in there, is in this cradle. All right. And then the fibula sits like this, the bone that lays on the side. I have so many things to show, my friends, and it's disturbing. And there it is. There's what I just showed you in this bone. Is that same stuff? Anyway, sooner or later somebody will pay attention to this. I would think that people that are teaching your kids would want to be interested in this, but I'll teach them. Stay with me. See, here's a toe right here. This is a toe that's almost identical to that. There's the toenail part, there's the bottom, and there's the guy's callus. I'm not kidding. That's the guy's callus. It's a strange world.